Hello and welcome to the Combat Exchange podcast. I'm your host, Dan Saunders from Last Round. Joining me are my co-hosts, Phebey and Becca from Kotys Kombat. How are you both?
Hello.
Hi.
We're great, thanks.
Joining us today is our special guest, Alice Johnson from Johnson's Muay Thai. How are you, Alice?
Great, thank you. Glad
Very
to be
good,
here.
very good. So let's start off at way back. How did you initially get into Muay Thai?
I actually quite love this story because I've always been dead into sport. And then one night, before YouTube was cool, me and my mate was on YouTube and we come across this video that said top 10 knockouts. And I was like, right, let's watch that one. Watched it and there was just this massive dude just one-bombing someone, knocking them straight out. And I was like, yeah, we're going to go try that one next. And then me and my friend was meant to go. And she bailed, but I was like, do you know what? I still want to go and give it a try. And I remember the first gym I went to, I walked in, there was barely any ladies, they had heavy metal music on and I was like, oh my God, what have I got myself in for? But then after a few sessions, I just loved it. And then I kind of packed in my netball, my badminton and my cricket, because I did a bit of everything. And yeah, just completely started to focus on Muay Thai and just never looked back.
Can you remember the name of the gym? Is it still going now?
Yeah, so it's still going now. It's called Red Kite Muay Thai and Kickboxing.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because I didn't even know I was doing Muay Thai for like a full year. Because I just thought I was doing kickboxing. But a lot of people use kickboxing in the name to entice people in because obviously not everyone knows what Muay Thai is. So yeah, someone was like, yeah, I'm going to go Thailand and do Muay Thai. And I'm like, what's Muay Thai? And they're like, Alice, you've been doing Muay Thai for a year. And I was like, oh, I thought I was doing kickboxing. Like totally young, naive. I was only 15, 16. Yeah.
So how did, obviously your husband Tommy, how did you two end up meeting? Because obviously now you own a gym together and stuff. How did that first come about?
So we actually fought on the same show years ago. I think it was one of Johnny T's show. And I was on, I think, the fight before him. And who did I fight? I fought Jess Lyons. And she absolutely banged me out. I came out the ring and I was like crying and he was like, oh, don't worry, you did really well. And I just looked at him and I was like, who is this guy? Anyway, probably a few years have gone past and he was actually at another gym in Preston called Shaw Channers, which is like the legendary gym of Preston basically. And then after a little bit of time, a couple of years down the line, he just slid into the old DMs and then that was it.
Okay, so what is it like running a gym with your partner? Obviously you're with each other all the time at the gym, with each other at home.
Do you want the honest answer?
Yeah, obviously.
It's bloody hard. Really hard. To be fair, as time's gone on, we've kind of tried to find the balance between us because we've got kids in the mix as well. But at first, I'm very much the one who's the bubbly face as you walk in the gym. I'll make you feel welcome, and then when I get you where I want you, maybe I'll toughen you up a bit, then I'll hand you over to Tommy. So we're kind of a bit like a yin and yang in a way. But it is hard because you can't agree on everything.
Yeah,
you really can't. So we try and split it where he takes care of the fighters and I try and take care of the kids and the beginners and the ladies, and we try and balance between us. But then you've got things like you say, you're living together, you're working together, you're running the business, and he actually does all our cooking, which is great because I can't cook to save my life. So yeah, between us we just try and find a way. And then obviously I spend December and January is just shocker for me in terms of getting the sticker book and the magazine and things out. So he tries to really take the forefront with the childcare and things like that. So yeah, between us we find the balance, but I do want to strangle him sometimes. Honestly, I don't train with him very often because I just want to punch him in the face, but that's more me than him.
And obviously you two both train at Johnson's. What's your experience training at the gym?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I agree with Alice on the Tommy is a certain cup of tea, isn't he? He's
we love Tommy.
We love Tommy to bits, but obviously when we first started, we were with Laura and Alice, who kind of brought us in.
Yeah. I think first impressions, he's a very big, scary guy that you just kind of don't want to... I feel like I remember you got really busy, I think, with the new gym and everything, and you got Tommy will PT, and we were like, oh, does Tommy want to PT us? It was I don't know if I want to PT with Tommy.
Yeah, but in the end,
it was fantastic.
He's not as scary.
I think that's exactly how he wants it, though.
Yeah, 100%. I think he likes it.
Especially if you're a fighters coach, there's got to be that level of respect and whatever. And when I feel like you're ready to cross that bridge, I'll send you over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's timing with it.
I mean, I definitely prefer messaging you if it's like anything to do with like getting fighters on my show, because I'm never going to get a reply of him.
Honestly, like, I get promoters messaging me saying, can you get Tommy to text me back? And then I'm like, Tommy, you can message him back. And then, but now what I do is I put, for any promoters in the future, just so you know, put me and Tommy in a group chat, and then we both get the messages.
Yeah, we did that last time. It actually worked quite well.
It flows better, it's good.
So you touched on balance there, and obviously balance is a massive part of it, especially when you're like in a relationship and you're, you know, running the gym together, but also you're fighting, you're training for fights, like you got Muay Thai Monthly. Like, how hard is it to actually find that kind of work life, like pleasure balance type thing?
Do you know what? Some weeks I'm like, I'm doing too much, and then like a quieter week will come by, and I'm sat there twiddling my thumbs, and I'm like, come on, what do you want from this, Alice? You know. And like I say, Tommy knows when he sees me going through like a busy time, he will step up and he'll take things on. And just recently, he has started to take more things on in the gym, like, because I'm running like the paperwork as well as like the social media and blah blah. Like, I'm running the full shebang. Tommy rocks up to the gym, holds his pads, gives everyone pure grief, and goes home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, he is stepping up, and it's been really good recently. Like, things have been balancing out a lot better. And to be honest with you, like, I've got such a great group of coaches and friends who see what I do and really honestly like chip in when they can. Like, just the other week when we got the first lot of stickers printed, which was a mission because there's so many now, and I had so many pre-orders on. You know, there was like 20 of us in my house packing stickers. Like, those guys were there. We were like, honestly, we were there for hours and hours just packing stickers, and you know, like, I can't pay them for that. Do you know what I mean? But they come because they see the vision and they see the hard work I put in, and they want the best for Muay Thai as well, because it's not just about me getting a business. Like, as we'll come on to it later with the Muay Thai Monthly, it's more about the whole of Muay Thai that I'm trying to do it for. And everyone around me can see what I'm doing and see the vision, and they all want to chip in and be a part of it and help where they can. And it's a good support network all around me that I do appreciate a lot.
And like, even with me doing shows, like, it's so important to have those people who will support you, who will come and like sit on the front desk and that type of stuff. Those little jobs that people don't really think about, but they're like integral to your show. Without them, it can't function.
You can't do it. 100%.
So talking about my show, obviously you fought on the last one last February for your comeback fight. What like made you decide that you did want to come back and have like another fight?
I don't know. Like, people ask me this question, and I think what it is as a coach, you see people who are talented and they don't do anything with it, and it winds me up, and then I'm sat there a hypocrite because I know I'm talented. Without being big-headed, I know I'm talented. I give them boys a good rounds in the gym. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sat, and I feel like when I go to shows and they're in the ring and I'm shouting at them in the ring, and I'm like, oh, why are they doing that? They need to do this. And I'm sat there like, wow, I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world. And then I just felt like a bit of a bench warmer, and I'm like, I'm doing all my training, I'm doing all the sparring, and I'm not getting the game time. So then I thought, do you know what, sod it, let's just do it, you know. And at that point we'd started to find a good balance with, we was only working so many hours in the gym because the gym was doing really well, and I thought, do you know what, I have got a bit of time to commit to like putting some training back in and going for it. And I think after I had my first kid, Jasper, I never would have thought about fighting again. It was very like, I think I had maybe a bit of postnatal depression, and the thought of like putting that much pressure on myself seemed completely like no way. And then as time comes on and I got out of it and I started training more with the fighters, I got the love and the go again. When we first started the gym, we started from scratch. Nobody knew what they were doing. And then when the fighters actually got good, it was good having training partners who were challenging you and you were getting good rounds with. And then I think as time goes on, it was just like a very natural progression, which is why I think it worked really well. Like, I wanted to do it. I felt like I had a good training squad around me, and it just felt like the right time.
And I think I mean, maybe I'm just guessing, but I think Laura fighting on the show as well might have like made you think, oh yeah, go on, we'll do it together.
So buzzing. I was actually hoping to maybe get a fight just before, but then I knew your show was coming up in the February, and I've always liked your show, so I was like, yeah, we're gonna go for that one. Yeah.
And obviously you fought Olga. Like I mean, she's game. She's a tough opponent.
Well,
but
the reason why I actually took her, why I kind of like I've semi-planned some of my opponents in a way, and I took on Olga because I know that she beat Terry, and Terry's obviously ranked 1 now.
Yeah.
In like the 59 category, and I thought I don't want to go all guns blazing and hit at the ranked girls straight away because I need to be clever. You know, I've not fought in a long time. I've had two kids. I need to be clever about it. So I thought I'll take on Olga, and see how we go. Didn't expect a TKO at all. Like, it's not really my style to go in and like murder somebody.
I think you just wore her down though, innit?
But then when her eye was blowing up, I was like, yeah, let's go for that. So yeah, no, and then after I fought Olga, I was like, right, okay, I thought that was going to be really challenging, and I was all right. What challenge can we go with now? So again, I went with another foreign opponent, and this time Josh presented me with Lauren, who's like a Belgian kickboxing champion, and I was like, that's gonna be hard. And I was like, yeah, but that's why you need to do it. Like, do you know what? I'm probably not gonna fight for very long. Sod it. Let's just go. She might kick my ass, but let's have it. And then that went well as well. And I just one fight at a time.
I think it's important to have like that mentality though, because people do it where they just like want easy fights, like they just want to pad the record, but it's like I don't think you can really do that in Muay Thai. Like if you've got like a massive positively record in Muay Thai, like that they're not fighting anybody, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and not only that, it's like the sparring doesn't always show you your gaps. Like hard sparring can, but like I needed her to come at me with hands. Like, I wanted her to come and fly at me because I knew she would. So then I could be like, see how I'm going to deal with it in that moment. And then I can go back to the drawing board then. Because you can't, like I say, you can do it in training. But like for me, in my gym, if the lads come at me full pelt, that's very, very different to a woman coming at me full pelt.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, me and Billy Wharton have some scraps. Ask him. We have some scraps. I like time the rounds of sparring, and I'll get into a war with Billy, and everyone's like, Alice, this round's been 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm not stopping till he's dropped me. And that is kind of like how I test myself. But you need to be doing that with people like your size and your ability, and that's kind of like why that's the path I kind of took. And then after Lauren, I went down the route of having a bash at WBC because again, like I said, I don't know how long I'm doing it for. Let's just go abroad and get some fights done. Where else can you go get like 3 or 4 fights over 3 days?
Yeah.
Thought, yeah, let's go. Yeah.
What do you think of like Muay Thai and like full pads and stuff like that?
I think it's needed if you're doing tournaments.
Yeah.
Because like the damage you're gonna take to then have to fight the next day, it is needed to an extent, because I'm thinking like back to some of my fights, and I took some heavy knee. Like, I mean, to be fair, I didn't have the body pad on, but I took some heavy knees, and I was sore the next day. But because I had the shin pads when I was kicking, I weren't like worried about getting sore shins. And like the next day after a fight, like me, I like to kick. My shins are ruined. My feet are like broken. Like, like if I was to then have to fight the next day,
you won't be able to.
I won't be worried about the head guard. I'd happily ditch the head guard because I actually felt like I took more damage with the head guard on, if I'm completely honest.
Well, to be honest, I've seen like some studies, and I talked to Daz Phillips about this from GFC a while ago, and there is studies to show that head guards actually are more of a hindrance than a good.
I think they are. I mean, the ones we were wearing were quite light. I didn't bother about wearing it. I didn't feel like it impacted vision much. But when I was fighting this American girl, the lads in the gym have hit me harder, but I was seeing stars. Like, to be honest, I'm completely blaming the head guard, but I don't feel like it was any good. I think shin pads, elbow pads, biggish gloves, that's sound for just like your amateur rules. Yeah. I think that's good. I think you need the shin pads. I will be honest with that.
Just going back to obviously when you fought on our show, just because, well, obviously you're here and it's my show, but I wanted to talk about the walkout song.
Yeah.
Like, you two were both there as well. Like, how loud was it when she came out?
Yeah. Do you know what? I've had that song sung to me all my life. That's the first time I've ever walked out to that song. I don't know why I hadn't done it for previous ones, but I just thought, I've got all my girls coming to watch. I've got like some little children who were allowed to swear for that one time. And then have like a big crowd, and I thought, how can I get them involved and like spur me on? And then obviously I've been on a few nights out here and there, it's come on and you get a big reaction, and I was like, do you know what, let's just do it. And I don't know how I did it, because I didn't plan it at all, but the first, obviously, who the F is Alice, timed as I was halfway down the stairs, and then the next one time just as I got onto the ropes. I didn't plan that at all. I remember being there and I thought, oh, he's going to do it again, and then I just put my arms up, and it was just, it was sick. It was so good, and now that's just it now.
And credit to you two as well for capturing that video, because that video is literally like
really
perfect.
We'll put it over and like we'll put it on as B-roll in the podcast, because it's such a good clip.
Just to intervene, obviously, with Last Round Live, that show, like, so many people from our gym came to that show. So many people could follow you wherever you fight. And I think, it's really nice to have, like, obviously the whole of the gym come and support you, but just like as like a coach and like a fighter as well, like, do you think it's important that gyms support each other? Because I feel like there's a lot of like fighters go to shows and literally just take their corner team, and there's no one that comes and supports them, whereas like notoriously your fights have had like so much support. It's, you know what, it's a hard one, because I mean, we'll probably come on to this when I talk about the Muay Thai Monthly as well, because, you know, a lot of fighters are skint, man. Skint. Like, we've got guys in our gym who don't even work. Like, we let them, like, do little bits of PTs in the gym, try and help them get sponsorships, because the reality is the level that some of our guys are fighting at, and all gyms around the country, you know, they're training like professional athletes and still having to work full-time jobs. Like, that is hard. Throw a couple of kids in the mix, and you're talking like Mission Impossible. Do you know what I mean? And then like priorities and all that kind of thing. And, you know, in our busy gym as well, we do have a lot of fighters and a lot of people, and they can't afford to be paying like 40-50 quid every month to go to shows. And I can't remember, we've had a few talks with promoters in the past and be like, can you do us like reduced rate on tickets for fighters? Let's get more bums on the seats, let's get more people in the crowd, because I think, like, say if we've got 30 fighters in our gym, I reckon if you just let them get away with like 20 quid tickets, they'd come, and they wouldn't come if you're paying 40 quid a ticket. So you get in an extra 20 tickets, you're having to lose out by making them pay 20 quid, but at least they'll be there. Because they will come. But, you know, sometimes we have shows like 2-3 times a month. They're not going to come all the time. So you almost get punished for having more fighters.
No, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I sell a lot of tickets because I'm a coach. I have my own gym. I've got my ladies. They feel like I give them everything, so they give me everything. Do you know what I mean? So, but when it comes to like the fighters who are like Harley will fight every month if you let him. We have to be like, no, Harley, have it. How's Harley going to sell?
Well, that's
tickets
the thing,
every
innit?
single month. So like, as a coach, you're like, get your fighters active. They need to be active, but how are you going to make them sell tickets every month? You're not. You're not. But like, we've got a cohort of fighters, and if they know they can get a ticket for 20 quid, they will come every month. So maybe we need to look at promoters giving discount to fighters, maybe, and that'll get more bums in the seats. They might then bring a mate with them, you know.
The thing is, I as a promoter, I would rather someone do 10-15 tickets at £20 than do 2 tickets at £40. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather my event be busier than anything else.
Sometimes I'll go to shows, and if my fighters are sold less than 10 tickets, I won't even take the commission. I'll say, listen mate, we only sold 10 tickets, you keep it. I don't need a £5 commission on 8 tickets I've sold. I'm sound. You know, like, you keep it. I'd rather you have it.
And I think that is a thing as well, because it's like, I've come across this where you'll have like an A-class fighter and they'll do no tickets, and it's like, I'm massively out of pocket getting you on my show here because you've done no tickets and I'm giving you at least £500.
But then you've got to consider, like, that A-class fighter's probably working a full-time job and only train. What mates do they have? They ain't got any mates. They ain't got time for any mates. And then obviously you've got, like, if you can plug yourself on social media, yada yada yada, like all your social media skills and stuff, like, it is really hard. And then if you do find yourself, you get yourself an online presence, you're still relying on people. Like, some people don't even go watch the best mate fight. Are they going to watch some bloke from Preston that they don't even know? You know, it's getting bums on seats. Cheaper tickets would be nice, but I understand promoters can't always do that. But maybe there can be something where giving fighters cheaper tickets to encourage them to get to more shows. Because if that fighter goes to the show, they're going to take pictures, they're going to do this. Hopefully they'll sign some sticker books.
Yeah.
And I think, just more bums on seats would be good. Because honestly, I think more guys from our gym would go and support each other if they got a discounted rate. They ain't going to go to shows twice a month. They're just not.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And just going back to Becca's question there a little bit, like obviously you do bring like a massive following with you when you fight. Like, how important, like say if you're in like a tough moment in that fight or you're absolutely like fucked, like how does it give you a boost when you hear the people screaming your name and you think I'm struggling here?
It does, yeah, because it's almost that practice what you preach. So I'm pushing them in training and I'm going, come on, like give it everything you've got. Practice what you preach. I've got to give it everything I've got. I can hear them girls in that crowd, especially my mate Beth, loudmouth. I can hear everything. Like, yeah, no, you can, 100%. Yeah.
That's good.
And then another thing is my husband didn't call me going, you better keep fucking going.
Yeah, on that note, with the Enigma show, when you got the toe to the eye, which was horrific. I mean, we jumped out our skin and we actually put our cameras down because we panicked. Because we thought it was like you were seriously...
I thought she put my eyeball back in my head,
we saw the instinct that it happened when you went down and we dropped our cameras. But what was it like? Obviously, you've got Tommy, of all people, in your corner who was going... You're fine. It's just a scratch. You're fine.
There's a clip, right, and it actually winds me up because he's going, it's just a scratch. I'm going, listen, right?
No, I think this is the clip we took,
I've got a lazy eye. I shut this eye, I can't see shit.
That's my good eye.
No, listen, it's a little cut. It's a little cut. Honestly, it's about that big. It's about that big. Listen to me. Don't let it take you out of the fight. Keep your head in the fight. You're beating it. Listen. It doesn't mean... It's a little cut, mate. Listen to me. Focus. Listen, focus. It doesn't matter. It's a little cut. It's a little cut. Listen.
One more round.
And the medics were coming over.
The medics are in the corner, like, let me look. He's like, she's fine.
She's all right. Let her carry on.
And I actually was fine. They were after the shock of the pain. It was fine, but honestly, like, if I close this eye, like, the vision is bad. So, like, when I'm fighting this girl who flies in with hands, I can't see.
Yeah.
So that's why, in the end, I just thought I'm just going to have to grab hold of her. I can't see anything, but I can feel her.
Were you happy with the result?
On the day when they raised both our hands and they called a draw, I kind of went, yeah, I'm sound with that. Because I did get 8 counted and that puts me down 10-8. Yeah. And then I did claw it back. I grabbed her back. I was sweeping her on the floor. Like, I was dominating her at times, but she did have a good couple of early rounds. So, yeah, I think it was fair. I think it was fair. I think if it weren't for the 8 count, but I think the 8 count is what gave me the kick up the ass to go for her. Yeah. So if I take the 8 count out, it might have been a different fight. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I'm sound. Lauren give it to me that day. Fair play, like, and it did give me a kick up the ass to go for her. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, sometimes it takes you to get hit to get going.
Yeah. I've heard other people say that before as well. Like they're fighting and then like they're just miles behind and they get knocked down and then next minute like, right, I need to get going.
It's the competitiveness. Like, I wouldn't say I'm naturally like that aggressive of a person. Like, I'm pretty like just pretty placid, to be honest. Just plod along. But like, I don't like losing. Yeah. Like me and like Charlie, who I train with during the day, like if we're doing S&C and we're doing like circuits and stuff and we're doing like little races where you've got to get this many meters, I'm trying to beat him. Like, I'm very, very competitive, and I think I've got like lots of sports throughout my life to thank for that. And I think it does help. Like, you don't always have to go in there wanting to murder the other person. You know, like, that's why we've got different styles in Muay Thai. Some people are like nice technical IQ fighters. Some people want to kill you. Some people want to box you. You know, like, and for me, I personally like prefer the technical style. But that's why I like. Don't get me wrong, I'd love a technical fight. I'd love it, but not one fight I've done. I've taken a technical fighter because that doesn't push me out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
And just going back to what you said there about obviously Tommy in the corner, I feel like from what you were saying about like what he was saying, I feel in that moment that is probably what you need from a coach to tell you it's fine, it's nothing. Because if he starts making a big deal out of it, then you're going to be panicking more, and then end up just like, right, just leave it, just call it off.
No,
do you know what I
you
mean?
do have to be like that in the corner. You can't, like you say, if he looked at me and went, I'd be like, oh my God, what's wrong with my face? But no, you do need to be. It's just like that particular clip miffed me off, because it makes me sound like I was almost pussying out of it, and I wasn't, but I was just like, I can't see. I go with it, it's my good eye on the clip. Yeah, no, it was sound. Once the pain had gone, it was fine. It was just the vision. It was just the vision, because that eye was completely like obliterated, like watering, like that, and that I can't really see out very well. So that was the challenge of that fight.
Just kind of touching on like the injuries and stuff there, it's like, obviously being a mother, how does it impact like your fighting career, so to speak, like in terms of like money that you may like want to get for a fight, like the training that you've got to put in, like picking up injuries, like obviously if you actually lost your eyesight there, like massively affected, you know what I mean?
That was the worry, because I had to go and get like scans on my eyes, and they were worried that I'd damaged my cornea, and I can't remember. I'm not that smart when it comes to medical terms, but something in the back of my eye, they were worried, a retina detachment. They were worried about a retina detachment, and if it had been my other eye, I'd have been like, yes, that one can't see anyway. It was a worry. It was a worry, and then you've got like parents who say, come on, Alice, you're a mum now. You really want to like be putting yourself in this kind of risk and that kind of thing. And I was just thinking, listen, I've got Italy in 6 weeks. This needs to be healed. Like, sometimes you can think a little bit like that. But like realistically, how hard women hit, it's the men in the heavier weights and the people who are fighting like probably a bit more regularly and like fighting people who hit very, very hard. I don't tend to worry about that too much. I just think, right, I'm probably going to be in hospital day after with a broken foot or something, like maybe a broken nose. I can deal with that. That's fine. And I don't really PT much now either, so I don't hold pads much unless I'm training. And that's something I had to cut out when I decided to start fighting. If Tommy got injured, that would be more of an issue for us, because he holds a lot of pads.
Yeah.
But for me, I can hobble up the stairs to the gym and sit on a chair and teach a class. It's no issue for me. It's fine.
So just moving on to Muay Thai Monthly, I've got it there on the screen. How did this idea come about? Because I feel like it's so unique, and especially for the Muay Thai scene, where I feel like people just generally don't have like original ideas. They just copy what everyone else is doing. So it's something this like unique to come about.
I mean, it's unique for Muay Thai, but it's not unique in terms of like everyone's been doing sticker books and Tom Trumps and all sorts of stuff for a long time. It's just I think a lot of people aren't willing to. People have a lot of good ideas and don't go for it, whereas I'm a bit the opposite of that. I'm a bit of a risk taker. Like, when we first moved to our first gym, we only was making enough just to cover the rent, and we just did it. It's just like the risk. But the idea come about because, as I was saying earlier about fighters, and a lot of them don't get paid very well, or they have to work full time and do it as an extra. I'm thinking, how can we like get fighters more money? Like, how can we do it? And I sit there and I was brainstorming ideas, and I was like, right, what is it that I can do? I can't go on and take over the world of Muay Thai in the UK. No interest in doing that. But how can me personally do something that gives back to the community, gives back to the fighters? And I remember in Thailand they used to have the old magazines, and I think I've seen some of the legendary fighters share that they've been in them in the past, and I was like, oh, why did that stop? It's so good.
Yeah.
So I started brainstorming ideas, and then I come up with doing the magazine and stuff, and then I thought, right, how can I get kids involved? How can we get the kids looking up to these fighters to make these fighters a big deal? And that's when I thought of I think I've toyed between doing a Top Trumps type thing and the sticker book, and I got all my friends together and I said what do you think? And then I think there was Zach and Laura, they were I think the sticker book's better. So yeah, so in the end we went with the sticker book. It started out with 80 fighters in it, but the cost to produce it and print it is quite high, I'll be honest.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's taken a good couple of years to really be is it worth it? Shall we keep it going? But I see the progress it can make, and I see the great impact it has when I go to shows and the kids are getting
getting
the fighters
stickers,
to sign the books, and I'm seeing the kids stick the stickers in. Some of them very wonky, gives me OCD. But I mean, to be fair, I've tried sticking them in, and it's not easy. But yeah, and I wanted a way to give back to fighters, so as well as exposure and as well as giving them that shot on the cover, like look that one of Ellie Harbour there, it's such a sick shot. Like, and I've had help, like I've had like Alex Foreman help me get contact with RWS to approve photos, like, and everyone's been so good chipping in, helping me out. Like, people are selling the stuff in the gyms. People are, you know, I've got people calling, how do I be a sticker? And I'm like, listen, you got to get in the UK rankings or the world rankings and I'll do you a sticker. And everyone's been really helpful. I've got, like, with the magazine, because I can't physically write the whole magazine myself all the time. It's too time consuming. So I've got people in my gym. I've got, like, Martin, he's a published author, Martin Hundizak. He's a published author, he's a brilliant writer, and he writes, like, the insight page. He goes off any topics from, like, recovery to mental health to blah blah blah, anything to do with Muay Thai is in there. And then I've got like a strength and conditioning page. I've got a junior fight page, which is one of my favourites. So like, I'll just put a little post on Instagram and I'll say, right, junior fighters, send me your fight photos, and then they get put on they'll get, what camera am I on here? Should we go this one? They'll get put on like the inside cover, and they'll just get like, imagine like when you were young and you got newspaper. They love it.
I know.
I've got some kids telling me like 10 photos every time. I'll be like, all right, mate, I love it, but I can only pick one. Which one's your favourite?
Yeah. And I remember when I was a kid, like playing football, and like if you scored or something, like you get your name in the local paper and that, and you're like, yes.
And I feel like I want to bring that back, like a physical thing that you can keep forever. Because like social media moves so fast that you post something, it's gone the next day. No one cares about it the next day.
100%.
Whereas that, you've got something to keep forever. And then the other thing is we've got like the fighter of the month. So this is December's, because we do the magazine quarterly now. We interviewed Lewis George. So my mate Claire, she trains a bit of Muay Thai. She just dabbles in it. And she helps me. She just like sends the questions, they send back. We put it into an article, and then a thing that we do, like my way, or Muay Thai Monthly's way of giving back to fighters, is whoever is the fighter of the month for that month, you obviously get your sticker on the cover of the magazine, and £1 of every magazine we sell goes to that fighter.
Oh, that's sick.
And I want to get it, like my mission with Muay Thai Monthly is to get it to 1,000 subscribers and give a fighter £1,000. Like, that is what I want to do. But I can't do it on my own. Like, I need every fighter who is competing in Muay Thai, who has got a sticker in that book, to help me promote this. Help me get it out there, get my subscribers up. I don't profit a lot from this. I'm doing it out of my own heart and goodwill to help these fighters. So when my fighters get good enough to be in that book, there is already something there for them. It's not just for my fighters, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And most gyms are so good. Like, they're buying stock off me, they're sharing stuff all the time, they're messaging me with ideas, like, and it's a really, really good thing that people really need to get behind. And like I said, I'm not just saying it for my benefit.
No, 1,000,000% it is.
It's not my benefit.
Like I said to you, I think it's like a really good, like, unique idea, especially for the Muay Thai scene. And like, anytime you had someone on our show, I've like tried to, you know, give you a stall and help you in any way that I can as well.
That's the other thing that's really good. Promoters are so sound. Like, I know obviously people pay for stalls at stuff, but everyone lets me in for free because they understand, they know what I'm doing. That I like I say, I'll barely profit anything, I'm telling you, and people understand that, and they're really sound. They let me in for free. Sometimes I'll like say, right, every kid who's fought on the show, come and get a free pack of stickers at my stall, and I will try and do like little giveaways where I can to help the kids get more involved. But honestly, when those kids see like the fighters and they're like, oh my god, he's a gold sticker. Like at our gym, we give out these stickers for like student of the lesson and stuff, and like just last night I had a group and I couldn't choose who was the best that day. They were all so good. I went, do you know what, guys, you can all have a sticker. You've been sick today. And they're all running over, go, I want Jonathan Haggerty's sticker. And like, sometimes I'm like, oh god, I wish I got that on camera. Yeah. Because if people really saw,
you should have documented the process of making it. You know, I would have done well. That.
I think every year I say that, but you get so busy, and so me and my mate Claire, like I say, she really helps me get involved. Shout out Claire, you're the best. She helps me like message all the fighters, because we have to message 228 fighters, get all the stats off them, chase them if they don't reply, send that to our design guy, he sends us the sticker, we send it back to them, is this right? hang on a minute, Alice, I'm 52 kilos, not 103. Right, sorry, yeah, we'll change that. And it's a back and forth, and it's a mission to put it together. Do you know what I mean? It takes like my whole December and part of January to get it all put together. So there is so much more we can do with it, and I'm just going to put this out there now. If anybody wants to get involved in it, give me a shout. Like if you're down south, I can't get down south. I've got 2 kids. I ain't got time to drive to London every week. If you want to set me a stall up down south, volunteer, get involved, do it. I'll send you the stock. If I make profit on that stall, I'll try and pay you. I'll do something, but people need to get involved.
Yeah.
Like, please ask me. If you want to volunteer and come and work for Muay Thai Monthly, you want to come drive to Preston and come pack some stickers, you crack on. You know what I mean? Like, come and get involved. I'm more than happy for people to get involved. If someone doesn't like the way I do gold, silver, bronze, come at me with ideas. I'm game on. Like, that's my worst job ever. I hate sitting on my spreadsheet, ranking them all. It's horrible.
I was going to ask you, like, I'm presuming there is some negatives about, like, you know, like, because say for example the UK rankings, people have always got something to say about the rankings and moan about it, and I'm presuming it's similar with stickers. And I have to base
it off that. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't like the WMO ranking, you don't like the WBC, and you don't like the UK. Like, well, what do I do? You know, so that's why I try and use like a broad thing. So I'll I'll take into account the UK ranks. So that's how I start. I find all the fighters in the UK ranks. I get you all on a spreadsheet, and then obviously some people fight abroad, blah blah blah. So I look at one. I look at RWS. Don't really look at anything else, because if I keep looking at everything, it's going to take too long. Yeah. So, and then I'll look at the WMO world rank and the WBC world rank. But then you've got people who are like ranked lower in the UK than they are in the world. Yeah, nice. So it's like I try my best to make it as fair as possible. I don't have any alignment with any gym. I am like pretty solid. I don't want to say mates, but I am. I'm friendly. I'm pretty down to earth with everybody. Yeah. Like, you hear, like, this person's this person. I ignore it. I've got to be impartial, and I am. So I do it as fair as I possibly can. And this is the 3rd year I've done it now, and I've had the least grief this year. First year I did it, a bit of grief. Second year, a little bit. This year, very, very minimal. And I think people are becoming more trusting of me and how I do it. And yeah, I feel like people are starting to put the trust in me, which is nice. Like, I've even had people saying, why don't you do a Muay Thai Monthly ranking, start your own ranking system? And I'm like...
Too much effort, yeah.
It's not even that it's too much effort. It's that, how many ranking systems do we want?
Yes, I know.
Do you know, like...
I do think there should... Because I know that, like, there's, like, a GB, like, kind of GB thing that, like what are they called? People from Badco, Lisa and Thingy.
Yeah, they're not a fan of the UK ranks, and they're entitled to that
and
opinion.
And like Craig Jones as well, and Steve Broom, they're like trying to do like their own like organisation and stuff like that.
And that's another thing that is, there's positives and negatives to governing bodies popping up everywhere that can't get along with each other, and I can see why they can't get along with each other. But it's politics, isn't it? At the end of the day, like, it's politics, and I try my best to stay out of it. But the thing is, that's why I have to use different ranks, because like if people are saying, oh well, the UK rankings is this, the WMO is this, like, well, that's why I have to consider them all. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, get higher up the rank and get the sticker you want. That's the way it is. And do you know what? Most people are sound, because obviously some fighters have better years than others, and I only really use what's happened in that year. Yeah. So if you've not fought for a year and you're out that ranks, I'm sorry, you're not in this year's sticker book. As brutal as it sounds, otherwise how big's it going to be? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to have 400 fighters in it. It's not going to work.
So just to finish, we're going to go over to Becca and Phebey. They're going to do some quick fire questions, so go on, fire away.
Okay, so tell us your Thai style.
Like my fighting style. So I like to think I'm a Muay Thai, which is like IQ. Like when I spar, that is how I like to be. I like to read you, I like to counter on you, I like to open up your gaps. But then, like, say if I get in a fight where they're overwhelming my style, then I have to switch it up. And I'm game to switch it up, like I've shown. I'll clinch if I need to clinch. I'll box you if I need to box. It's fine.
Who would you want to see next on the podcast? Anyone in the world?
Oh, that's interesting. Who would I like to see? I'm going to need a second to think about that. We'll come back to it. Give me another question and I'll think it while I'm thinking.
What upcoming fight are you looking forward to the most at the minute?
I'm really looking forward to watching the Leonie Hardman versus Mieskia. We were talking about that before we come on the podcast, actually. And any fight with Jake Newman, of course. And do you know, I mean, I'm going to shout out my homegirl, Zaina. Any fight Zaina's in as well, because she is... I was watching her PTing with Tommy this morning, and man, these light girls have got something coming.
Favourite Thai brand?
Favourite Thai brand? Do you want a generic one, or do you want like something in the UK?
Any.
So I'm a real big fan of like the Muay Thai Magic that's coming through. I think they've got really, really good designs. I think Becky Barlow is an absolute brilliant advocate for like women in Muay Thai and the designs they come up with, and how like she's like me. Becky Barlow's on those stalls at shows. We chat along, like she's putting graft in just like I am with it, and I've got mad respect for that. So yeah, Muay Thai Magic's my number one.
Favourite Thai food?
Massaman curry, always. It's absolutely banging. I'm a bit of a pussy with spice, so I go for the peanut ones.
Favourite cheat meal?
Favourite cheat meal? Just something with chocolate in, some kind of cake and cream, and yeah.
Dream opponent?
Dream opponent, that's so interesting. Dream opponent. Someone who I would like love to beat, but it would be hard to do. Hannah Brady, but she's scary.
Hannah, if you're watching, she's calling you out there.
I met her. She's the reason I'm going 55 after this. No, I met her and I thought, wow, she's like strong. Like, I was blown away. Put her on there, bit of a fangirl. So obviously I've gone for Jane because she's 2 under Hannah, but like I've met Hannah and I do think she's too big for me. I think I can probably get to 55. So I'm probably going to sneak myself down to 55 to suave her. But you never know, if I like put on a bit of meat and I develop my style a bit more, like I'd just fight her just to say I fought her. I don't care if she kills me. I'd just enjoy her beating me up.
Okay, last one. What's harder, being a fighter or being a mother?
Mother. No doubt about it. There's no harder job in the world. There's no more wonderful job in the world. But it's when it comes to being a mum, you're always questioning, like, am I doing this right? Yeah. Like, am I giving my child the best I can give? Like, I was talking to Dan earlier, and I don't know how long I'm going to be fighting for, because I am debating homeschooling. So, and with me, I'm a bit like, I've got it, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all in. So, yeah, whereas when you're fighting, you can be like, if you don't feel like you're training hard enough, you go train harder, you add more sessions. But when you're being a mum, it's like... every kid's different as well. I teach a lot of kids, and how you treat one kid's different to another. And, you know, being mum, harder.
Okay, perfect. That's all from us.
That's everything from us.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Right.
It was a pleasure to have you.
I enjoyed it.
And thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.